families, and honored guests to the Lehigh University Honors Convocation of 2020. This convocation was originally scheduled to take place in Zollner Auditorium. COVID-19 intervened, and we were not able to celebrate our scholars in person. So we come together virtually this afternoon to celebrate Lehigh juniors and seniors with a cumulative GPA of 3.6 or higher as of December 2019. We celebrate their efforts and their achievements, and we recognize the families and friends who have supported them throughout their academic journeys. Our honorees embody the academic excellence that is at the core of Lehigh. My name is Jennifer Jensen, and I serve as Deputy Provost for Academic Affairs and Professor of Political Science at Lehigh. I will serve as your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon as we hear from the Provost and each college's student speaker and enjoy photos submitted by many of our honorees. I would like to begin by introducing Patrick Farrell, Provost at Lehigh University. And I will make a special note here. Dr. Farrell came to Lehigh as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs and tenured Professor of Mechanical Engineering in 2009. He is Lehigh's longest-serving Provost in at least several decades, and after 11 years of service, he will be stepping down as Provost and returning to the faculty in a few weeks. Thank you, Pat, for your years of academic leadership and service to Lehigh.
Hi, this is Pat Farrell, Provost at Lehigh University. I'd like to offer a few thoughts regarding honors and students in the honors convocation. First of all, congratulations. This is a great recognition of the work you've done at Lehigh. University study is hard. Certainly it is at Lehigh. The key for success, as I'm sure most of you have figured out, is your ability, willingness, and determination to persist when things are not going as smoothly as you'd like, when you're struggling with new concepts, when you're having some difficulty with being able to express your own views. Your persistence in figuring out, what do I need to help me do this? Is this something I can figure out? Do I need to work with other students? Can I talk to faculty? Can I work with my professor? How do I work through the challenges that are put in front of me, or perhaps I put in front of myself, both academically and outside of the classroom? And your persistence is almost always the key to working with and through some of those difficulties and finding a way to get to a successful outcome. You've also learned, and I think had to exhibit, considerable flexibility. I don't think any of us really planned for a pretty dramatic change halfway through the semester in what your learning would be like, where you'd be doing it, how it would happen. Certainly I don't think your faculty expected or planned for that. But the flexibility you all exhibited about being able to shift quickly to a completely different mode of learning and teaching is impressive. But frankly, this is not the only time you will be called upon to be flexible, maybe even in bigger ways than what happened this semester. For many of us, we might have a hard time imagining a more abrupt and dramatic change. But there are likely in your career going to be equally, if not more, abrupt and dramatic change. So while it may not have felt like you're learning how to deal with the flexibility here was a key part of your Lehigh experience, and it certainly wasn't one we planned to be part of your Lehigh experience, figuring out how to work through that, work with that, perhaps even on occasion take advantage of that, actually will turn out to be, in my view, yet one more thing you take away from your Lehigh experience that I think will serve you well into the future. So again, I want to congratulate you all for all of your achievements, those that we recognize in here or in a variety of fall or spring events, but also those that perhaps don't get recognized, that are maybe unseen by most of us, known by you, maybe known by some of your friends and family. Those need to be recognized as well, if only because they often are key elements of what we might recognize as your academic success or other ways, the visible signs of your success. Think back when you first came to Lehigh, and what, if you can remember, what were you thinking? What were you planning for? What did you imagine your life at Lehigh would be like? Some of those expectations may have turned out to be well-founded, and you are where you were expected to be in some respects. But I would guess that in many respects, where you are now is not where you were expected to be when you first started at Lehigh. Sometimes we think about that continual learning or reevaluation as always something for the future, and it certainly is. But it's also something that you've done in your Lehigh career, and it's probably very valuable for you to think through all the different things that have changed about you during your Lehigh career, because you've successfully navigated those. Those are things that you already have under your belt, and I hope give you confidence going forward that more changes will come to you, whether they're career shifts, family shifts, many more that we can't imagine. And some of those will be very, very new experiences. The fact that you've been able to navigate substantial change already, I hope gives you confidence that substantial change, when it comes to you, is also something you can handle, even if it's a kind of change that you've never experienced before. And I want to offer that as my final thought, is a fairly obvious comment, but encouragement: be open to what comes next. Most of us figure out things that we are good at as we go along, maybe because we worked hard at it, maybe somehow we have a natural aptitude for certain things. And we tend to like to do things that we're good at because we're good at them. We get recognition for them. We feel good about being successful. The challenge with that is sometimes we avoid things that either we're not good at or we don't know that we'll be good at, because I don't want to look like I'm not good at something. I don't want to look like a beginner. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing. And yet, we all need to be open to those kinds of experiences where it's something I don't know if I'm good at. Partly because I've never done it. Maybe in some cases I have done it, and the experience wasn't a good one. So my encouragement to you is in being open to what comes next, is that certainly includes things that you now feel that you are accomplished, you have talent in, you have background in, you feel comfortable and confident in moving forward in those areas, and areas where you don't feel comfortable and confident. Because I think for many of you, some of your biggest successes will come if you are willing to venture into those areas where you're not yet comfortable, confident, things you're not sure you're good at right now, but could become good at with time, energy, and effort. So be open to new experiences, new opportunities, new people, new places, and be at least a little bit adventurous. For those of you graduating, this is an interesting time. They're all interesting times, but all those interesting times create opportunities. I think you are well prepared to take on those opportunities. Good luck, and do keep in touch, because we're always interested in hearing how you're doing, what's worked well for you, what challenges do you face. We're excited to have you start out as graduates of Lehigh University, and we'll be interested to see where you can take that, because I'm quite confident you will take that in places we never imagined. Thanks.
I'd like to introduce Ashley Crawford, our student speaker representing the Rawson College of Engineering and Applied Science, where she has majored in bioengineering. While at Lehigh, Ashley has made an impact in the classroom, in the lab, and on a global platform. A member of the Lehigh cross country and track and field teams, Ashley has been named to the Dean's List and the Patriot League Honor Roll for 4 years. She has twice been named to the Academic All-Patriot League and has been Patriot League champion and NCAA qualifier in the steeplechase. Ashley has been a 4-year representative to the university's Adopt a Family program with Brockle Elementary School, just across Packer Avenue, and she has also served as a mentor for Lehigh's Choices program, the coolest engineering and science outreach program in the known universe, one that happens to be for middle school girls. Through Lehigh's Creative Inquiry Initiative, Ashley worked on a student team to develop low-cost point-of-care test strips for the diagnosis of sickle cell anemia, specifically intended to support early intervention in low and middle income countries such as Sierra Leone. She was named a Claire Booth Luce Research Scholar to pursue another project in microfluidics, separating nanoparticles from biological fluids. Ashley has a passion for research that makes a difference, and she will begin a doctoral program in chemical and biomolecular engineering at Johns Hopkins University this fall. In other words, Ashley shares with her Rawson College Honors Convocation honorees the traits of limitless passion, curiosity, and drive to take on and shape the world. Ashley?
One of the greatest lessons I have learned at Lehigh is a lesson in perspective. The courses I took taught me that receiving a few bad grades doesn't mean I can't learn from and do well in the class. And even that doing well on an exam does not mean you have to know the answer to every question. I found that learning is something that doesn't happen in a classroom. It happens anywhere you choose to challenge yourself. Whether that's in athletics, through your dedication to a team and your own growth, socially as you meet new people, or professionally as an intern trying to become as well-versed in your trade as you possibly can within 3 months. Learning happens anywhere you put yourself outside your comfort zone. The people I have met over the last 4 years have shown me different perceptions of the world and helped me realize goals and passions that I hadn't considered for myself. And in the last few months of undergrad, when I felt prepared for my life after Lehigh, I was handed what feels like a million more lessons in perspective. As a senior, my initial reaction to all of the changes that came with the pandemic was to feel like I am missing out on so many parts of the senior experience that traditionally come at the end of the spring semester. I was nervous that I would not be able to celebrate graduation in the same way. Outdoor track and field, one of the things I looked forward to most this semester, was canceled. Sharing my future plans with my professors and other people at Lehigh could no longer happen in person, and living with my best friends, as well as the trip we had dreamed about taking, no longer seemed possible. I'm quickly realizing that fear of missing out is a misplaced fear of having to let go of the relationships I've built too fast. We've been given an opportunity to learn how to maintain these connections long distance before we take on jobs, grad school, or whatever is next, and are no longer connected by the classes we take as a Lehigh student. Those who are returning have gained an appreciation for in-person classes and office hours where you can talk to professors and get lunch with your friends after. We will still celebrate completing our degrees and the end of another year with virtual ceremonies, video calls, and those we live with. I have also shifted from thinking of commencement as the last time I will see my friends and professors, but rather as the next time I will see them. Congratulations, everyone, on another year of learning, and thank you to everyone who continues to teach. I know this won't be the last of the lessons I receive from Lehigh. I'm not sure I'll ever stop learning from this place, but I do know that I am extremely appreciative of all of its lessons. To have grown to find resilience in frustration, to identify the importance in what feels lost, and to know the dedication to honor those values.
I'd like to introduce Lin Fong Pham, who represents Lehigh's College of Business today. Lin is graduating with a BS in Business and Economics, with majors in both accounting and business information systems. She has minored in Chinese and speaks 3 other languages, including her native language of Vietnamese. Lin was born and raised in Hanoi, Vietnam, where she attended high school. In the classroom at Lehigh, she has maintained a nearly perfect cumulative GPA. Outside the classroom, she has been a peer tutor in the Center for Academic Success, and she has served as vice president of the Beta Gamma Sigma Business Honor Society, as well as president of the Business Information Club. She is also active in the Alpha Omega Epsilon sorority. Lynn's business training and foreign language skills have given her opportunities around the world, with internships with Deloitte in Hanoi, then with Kelkeen Digital Technology in Shanghai, and most recently with Ernst & Young in New York City, working in their tax technology and transformation practice division. But her favorite thing to do in her free time is dance. Lynn has been dancing and performing in Fusion and Dance Fest, two marquee dance events on Lehigh's campus, since her freshman year, and she served on the organizing board of Dance Fest 2018. She has made great friends at Lehigh through her dance groups, she says, and she sorely misses being able to join her friends at Tailored Gym for a de-stress workout after classes. After graduation, Lynn will use the President's Scholarship to earn her Master's in Accounting Information Analysis from Lehigh, and then will begin a full-time position at Ernst & Young's New York office. Lynn exemplifies the creativity, determination, and breadth of interests of our College of Business honorees. Lynn?
I am beyond honored and grateful to be selected as a student speaker for the College of Business at the Honors Convocation this year. Even though we could not celebrate the academic achievement of our juniors and seniors in person, I want to say thank you to everyone at Lehigh that has made the virtual Honors Convocation possible so that we can all be here to celebrate together. One of the most inspiring professors I've met at Lehigh, Professor Brennan of the Management Department, always starts his class with this quote: "The definition of intelligence is to adapt effectively to continuous change." Considering the situation we are going through at the moment, I come to reflect on the saying even more. This semester has been an unprecedented change to everyone, as we have to transition to a new learning environment without in-person classes and in-person interactions with professors, classmates, and friends. However, as those who are here being honored today are highly achieved students, I believe Lehigh has prepared us with all the skill sets to effectively adapt to this abrupt change. As a senior, for the past 4 years, Lehigh has not only provided me with an integrated education that challenges me to step out of my comfort zone, but also provided me with an invaluable network of professors, classmates, and alumni, and especially the friendships that I will forever treasure. Those who are returning to campus can keep leveraging the opportunities and building memories at Lehigh. And for those who are graduating, the world is changing every day with technological developments or with unexpected and impactful events like what we're going through right now. But with the Lehigh education, we are ready to go out there, adapt to the ever-changing world, and impact the world in different ways.
I'd like to introduce Eric Wolf, our student speaker from the College of Arts and Sciences, where he is an Eckerd Scholar. Eric is about to graduate with a double major in physics and German. He has also completed a minor in pure mathematics, which he likes because it involves rigor, but also creativity. Eric came to Lehigh for its opportunities for undergraduate research and close connections with faculty. And connect he did, joining a research program in the second semester of his freshman year, studying the behavior of excitons within a particular organic semiconductor. As a result of this work, Eric has already been first author on a publication in a well-known peer-reviewed journal, and has a second publication in preparation now, with more in the pipeline. Eric's faculty mentor describes him as the best undergraduate student I have ever met. And Eric has also been tremendously active outside the classroom in the lab. Eric has studied abroad. He has played trombone in the Lehigh Jazz Orchestra, Wind Ensemble, and Symphonic Band. He has twice served as president of the Society of Physics Students, where he secured on-campus speakers who are nationally and internationally known, including one Nobel laureate. He rock climbs in his spare time. All this, and Eric has maintained a perfect cumulative GPA of 4.0 throughout his years at Lehigh. Eric's enormous talents will serve him well when he begins the doctoral program in physics at MIT next year, where he will be studying ultra-cold atomic and molecular systems in an effort to better understand various problems in quantum many-body physics. Eric, we congratulate you and the rest of the College of Arts and Sciences Honors Convocation honorees on all your accomplishments. Eric?
If there's one theme that unites the students being honored here, it's academic excellence. The term calls a lot of things to mind: dean's lists, GPAs, internships, late-night study sessions, but there's no doubt that it's colored how each and every one of us has spent our time at Lehigh. For many of us, that time's coming to an end under circumstances that have deprived us of the usual opportunities for reflection and closure. With that in mind, I think it's important to think a bit about what that academic excellence really means. For many of us, I'm sure it means opportunity, getting into a good graduate program or landing a job. For others, perhaps it represents a responsibility. They have a duty to be successful, whether that duty is to themselves or to others who didn't have the same opportunities. But I'm confident that we can all agree on one thing: to a greater or lesser degree, academic excellence means sacrifice. It means late nights in the library during the semester and stress-fueled review sessions before finals. It means taking time away from friends, from extracurriculars, and even from sleep in order to devote it to your studies. It means spending much of what some people will call the best years of your life engaged in hard work. In one sense, that's a cause for celebration. Performing at a high academic level is like running a long, grueling race, and the fact of being honored here means we've had the endurance to see it through to the end. But this end is also a good occasion to revisit a question I'm sure we've all asked ourselves during some long night at FML. Why am I doing this? As we pass this milestone and presumably set our sights on another, we should ask what exactly makes us want to keep running. And it's an important question because there's a lot of reasons why a person might keep running, even when their legs ache and their lungs burn and everything in them wants to stop. A person might keep running because they're running from something, because they're afraid of what happens if they're no longer the best, the smartest, the one with the highest grades. Having been there from time to time, I can say this: it's no fun being chased. And they might also keep running because they're running after something, because they need to get the grades that get them the recommendation, that gets them the internship, that gets them the job, and so on and so forth out over the horizon. Having also been there, I'd say this: when you're always desperate to get somewhere, it means the only place you ever really are is behind. But I believe that those aren't the only two options, that there's more to running than chasing or being chased. I believe a person might choose to run simply because they like the feeling of the road under their feet and the sweat rolling down their face. And likewise, I believe that a person might go through all the work required to get here not because they have to, but because they want to, because it helps them grow and teaches them about the world around them and makes them feel like a bigger, more complete person. I'm still not sure if that's somewhere I've been, but I hope it is. And I hope the same can be said of a lot of the people honored here. But regardless of our motivations for getting here, soon enough we'll have to leave. Leave Lehigh behind, this strange, insulated world of GPAs and dean's lists. From now on, the races we run will be the ones we choose for ourselves. I hope we'll all keep running, that we'll all do things that are great and hard and important. But above all, my hope for everyone here is simply this: that you end up doing the things you like to do. Best of luck, and congratulations.
As we are grateful for the many contributions our students have made in their partnerships of learning, as we are renewed by the dedication of those we honor this day to excellence in study, we celebrate the hard work, the fortitude, the determination, and the talents that have led to high achievement. We ask blessing on these students and on those who teach them. In these trying times, we ask blessing on this community as all of us here rededicate ourselves to excellence and achievement. May the peace of God be with you and go with you this day and evermore. Amen.